On the Arabian Peninsula stands a monument of two national passions: the Emirates' obsession with size and Singaporeans' love for shopping. Plagued by unprecedented pressures, built in record time, the Dubai Mall is a triumph of design, engineering, and retail ambition.
At that point of time, it was the largest mall in the world, 5.9 million square foot with about 13,200 car parks. The chairman felt that we have to do it within the shortest time frame. So we had 5 years to do the whole works from design up to the construction period.
The multi-award-winning Dubai Mall opened in November 2008, with 600 retailers and another 600 to come, making it the world's largest ever mall opening in retail history. The mall is a gigantic award-winning structure. However, following 2 delays, the road to this mega success story was one filled with obstacles. Appointed in November 2003 after winning a design competition, the team at DP Architects had to hit the ground running in order to meet the tight deadlines.
The greatest challenge was time. We were appointed and immediately we had to go for piling and construction. There was very little time to properly go through the design process, to select the materials, and then to produce adequate drawings for the contractor.
Throughout the 4 years of the development, the team from DB Architects worked in tandem with the contractors. Planning for the Monster Mall began in March 2004, with the fast-paced design stage overlapping with piling activities. Under extreme desert conditions, more than 10,000 workers toiled for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Still, the team struggled to stay on track.
When we were first given the brief to design this Dubai Mall, which is a 5.5 million square feet mall, I think we were all very apprehensive. So I think we had to really search within ourselves and to harness all the so-called experience of mall design within our office to come to grips.
Coming to grips with the magnitude and complications of such a big mall brought forth another issue. This issue was unique to a retail development of such a scale, ensuring that it functions on a human level.
We were guided by a few design principles for shopping mall. And the first, of course, is to make sure that the circulation is very simple and that there's never any secondary corridors, or hidden corners that you can, never get to and that you'll be confused by. Secondly, we also make sure that the shopper will always know where they are in relation to the mall. The location is very important, and that's why we introduce a lot of nodal points, atriums, as direction markers. And then thirdly, we made sure that all the shops and the shop fronts are visible.
Designed as a quarter circle, the mall is made up of 7 precincts, split into 37 architecturally distinct sections. Each precinct is uniquely themed with its own special attraction. This aids shoppers in identifying their location while retaining their interest.
The mall was huge, so we had to actually break it down into smaller spaces, smaller themed areas, so that people would recognize where they are, to create interesting pauses within the mall. We had to sustain the interest of the shopper, So we didn't want to create one big homogeneous mall where you sort of endless corridors of shopping.
Themed areas perform the important function of keeping visitors entertained in this vast mall. The most opulent area is the Fashion Avenue. It has a dedicated VIP entrance laid with plush carpeting that leads to the region's largest collection of luxury retailers. However, it is the record-breaking Waterworld-themed area that far exceeds expectations. To construct the massive aquarium was no mean feat. It holds about 10 million liters of water, the equivalent of 4 Olympic-sized pools. The architects worked with consultants to make sure the tunnel could be held up with 4 pieces of acrylic panels, each weighing 32 tons.
We needed to get an expert. They were the ones that put in all the technical requirements. And there were quite a lot of limitations because it was like a huge aquarium. It was like 55 feet across and almost 20 meters deep, and we had this tunnel that went through the aquarium. But it was exciting, to create this big aquarium that was in the middle of the mall. That sort of like formed the jewel of the mall.
While the mall might appear modern, the architects wanted it to relate to the culture of the place. To achieve that, they researched and designed a space based on a traditional market called the souk.
The souk was based on the old zouk, so it was a series of like narrow corridors, very intimate spaces, opening out to courtyards and atriums. So in that sense, that was the spatial planning for the zouk, and the interior style of the zouk was really based on old Arabic architecture.
The gold souk houses over 220 gold and jewelry retailers, including a selection of dedicated cafes and restaurants. The floors, walls, and ceilings are accentuated in splendid gold and marble, and topped with a glittering dome. It is no coincidence that the gold souk is the centerpiece of the Dubai Mall, which is itself an opulent structure of Middle Eastern pride.
During construction, I felt that the atrium spaces would be fantastic when it's finished because of the size and the scale. So now that it's completed, I can proudly say that it is as we imagine it to be. It is beautiful. The space is majestic. And if you stand there in that space watching people move about, it's quite an awe-inspiring place.
Rising out of a prosperous desert city like a dazzling mirage, the mall holds aloft the values of its creators from a faraway land. These Singapore architects have created new surprises in foreign lands, blending local culture with modern elements, giving it a timeless appeal.